Does this sound familiar? Ever had a day get away from you? Welcome to Time Management. This session is brought to you by the Academy for Teacher Excellence student staff. Please make sure you have something to write with during this brief PowerPoint. There is nothing magical or mysterious about taking control of your time. For some, it is easy. Others may struggle with it. It is setting realistic goals based on what needs to be done and follow through with your planning. It does take commitment and discipline. There are 168 hours in a week. That is 10,080 minutes for you to use in any way you choose. Let's begin. One of the most important skills for college students in being able to accomplish your goals depends on your ability to make the most efficient use of the time that you have. What is time management? Some define time management as balancing the things you want to do and the things you need to do. It is basically how we get things done. Here is how undergraduate students define time management.
I define time management as something that you do or something you implement into your life to make sure that your time is used up efficiently.
Time management is working smarter, not harder, and how to use your time most efficiently. Prioritizing what you need to accomplish and organizing your time to achieve your goals.
What does good time management mean to you? Good time management skills can save you valuable time and help you feel less stress. It also allows you to find time to do more things that you like.
Good time management has helped me because I am a very busy person, and I'm sure anybody watching this is too. As a college student, obviously, you have so much work to do from your classes, and then I also work. I'm also in multiple clubs. I'm in multiple leadership positions in those clubs, so it can be a lot.
Time management has helped me to stay on top of my classes and not get behind on my homework. It also allows me time to study for my exams because I'm able to schedule that in.
Why is time management important? The better your time management is, the more time you create for yourself. There are a variety of strategies you can use to manage your time. The key to success is finding the strategies that work best for you. This session will review some of those strategies so you can find the plan that will work for you. Here are some tips that some undergraduate students that have implemented in their personal lives.
Rather than a planner, I make to-do lists. So I write down all the classworks and tasks I have for that week, and I organize them by day and class. So as I turn in the work and complete the tasks, I just cross them off the list.
Creating a nice workspace has helped me focus. Also, making sure to limit as many distractions as possible. So, turning off my phone or making sure that it's on silent, and also just any other distractions like the TV, making sure that it's off. Those little distractions, I make sure that they're away so that I can go ahead and focus better.
For me, the best thing that has worked so far is using the Google Calendar. I tried using a normal planner and just writing everything down, but it turned out I became lazy and I didn't want to do it anymore. So it would end up being outdated and I wouldn't know what anything is going on. But with the Google Calendar, it's electronic, so it's on my phone at all times and it's on my laptop, and one or the other is always with me at all times, or both. So it gives me a reason to make sure that I am updated. And also, a good thing that I like to do is at the beginning of the semester, I will get all of my syllabi from my professors, and I would input all of the dates, all the deadlines, all the tests. It honestly makes your planner, your calendar look very crazy, but at least you're informed and you know what's coming up.
One of the first things you can do is evaluate how you spend your time. If you feel like you don't have enough time, Spend a few days monitoring your time to see exactly how your time is spent. Making a daily to-do list is how many people begin their day. A planner can be an effective way to help you organize your time. It can be a great to have at a glance view of your day. Everyone is different when it comes to planners. There are pros and cons for each type of planner. You just need to try different options and find the right fit for you. There are also a variety of time management apps available for use. Managing your schedule on your calendar is the heart of how you can schedule your time efficiently and effectively. On a daily calendar, you can begin by adding your fixed activities. Fixed activities are things that do not change, such as classes, work schedule, meetings, or a club. Next, you would block off ritual activities. These are activities such as sleeping, grooming, hygiene, eating, and the time it takes for you to travel. Third, you block off priority activities. These are activities that need to get done but do not have to be done at a specific time. These include self care, family, and studying. It is recommended that the amount of time you should spend studying per class should equate to 2 hours for each hour spent in class. So if you spend 1 hour in class, you should spend 2 hours studying. Finally, schedule your free activities. These are things like watching TV, playing video games, YouTube, shopping, and socializing. When you think of all the things you need to accomplish along with the things you want to accomplish, they should fit in one of these four areas. A simple way to remember this method is by priority: have to, need to, want to. Here's how one student uses a calendar to help her.
You can use a calendar. I go ahead and use a calendar by writing down the routine I want to follow for the week for better self-discipline. Setting up an alarm for these tasks throughout the day can also help. So for example, I like to set an alarm for my 1 p.m. class, and I also like to set an alarm for a lunch break or just a break, just to go ahead and take a breather from my work, and then I go ahead and come back to it. And I also like to set an alarm for the time I will be studying throughout the week. I make sure that I set breaks and also study time so I can make sure I can get all the material I need to get in. This makes it easier for me to focus and stay on top of my work and school. I review my calendar so that if I see something is due on a day, I go ahead and I'm like, oh, I need to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and prioritize that and go ahead and remember that, okay, I got to finish that before that day, before it's due. So every day I review my calendar and I check for any important dates for the day or for the month. I also make a to-do list for either that day or the month. I think it's also great for time management. I personally like to grab sticky notes and prioritize the most important set of tasks or assignments to like the least important. Not that I won't go to back to the least important, but just the most important. So like if something is due on the 17th, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get that done. But if something is due like on the 30th, I'll make sure to also get that done, but I'm going to prioritize the other assignment first. So by the end of the day or by the end of the month, you can go ahead and cross out what was done.
Have you ever realized you forgot an assignment and found that you had to insert it into your day at the last minute? Ever received an invite you had to turn down because your lack of time management? Having flexibility in your calendar is important. Developing your skill to include flexibility can give you the additional time for extra or last minute things. You want your calendar to be firm, but remember, things do happen. Finally, please remember to pencil yourself in. Well being at times needs to be planned, especially during crunch time, like finals. Make sure you place yourself on your calendar even if it's a 15-minute break, and then take it. Study marathons are hardly ever effective. You may feel they work in the moment, but they are not suitable for long term. They limit later recall. Studying only a couple hours per day will help you remember more than if you do something for 8 hours at one shot. Sometimes one of the best ways to manage your time is to learn to say no. You cannot do everything, and sometimes you have to say no. There are some things we cannot say no to. For example, you cannot tell your professor that you cannot take their test, and there are some things you cannot tell our families no on. Your job is to identify what you can and cannot say no to and figure out the best way to say no to what you cannot do. There are good ways to say no to someone. This lets them know that you are genuine in what you are doing. Knowing how to say no can also save time with lengthy explanations to friends or family.
For me, and I feel like for a lot of students here at UTSA, our number one goal for college is to get a degree. I mean, as it should be, I feel like. And sometimes your friends are going to ask you to go out and you can't because you have assignments to do. For me, my number one priority has always been my education. So if there is ever a time where I'm invited out by my friends and I don't have an assignment done, I have to say no because in the end, it's more important for me to get my assignment done. I mean, my friends, they're one in a million. I love them so much. But they also understand the fact that we're all here for a purpose, which is to get a degree.
So there have been times when I had to tell my friends I couldn't hang out because of my workload that week. The best way to tell someone no is just to be honest. In my case, most of my friends were also college students, so they understood when I couldn't hang out. So we would usually just take a rain check and reschedule for a better time.
Procrastination can be the enemy of time management. What is it? Literally, it is putting off things that need to be done by substituting something of lesser importance. Here is what some undergraduate students have had to say about procrastination.
Procrastination is delaying getting something done or waiting till the last minute to do something that needs to be done. I tend to procrastinate when the work is something I really don't like doing or when I feel tired and don't want to do the work that night. To avoid procrastinating, I usually personally move my due dates up, like a few days up to a week. That way I finish ahead of time and I avoid cramming at the last minute.
Procrastination for me is really just putting things off to the very last minute and thinking, oh, I can just get it done tomorrow. It's not going to take that long. And with this quarantine, it's really amped it up a lot to the point where I really have to discipline myself and tell myself you need to get out of bed. You can't go to class in your bed with Blackboard Ultra on. You can't do that. um, and I think the best way to avoid procrastinating is really just making a to-do list. And so seeing all the things you have to do right in front of you. Because I feel like if you see everything right in front of you, you notice how much work you actually have to get done. And you'll want to get that done in a timely manner. Because because at least for me, I'd rather not be stressed at the very last minute. I'd rather get it done now so that whenever I'm finished, I can just relax.
Procrastination can be disastrous. It can increase stress and cause poor performance even in the best students. When time management is practiced, you break the task down and make it manageable. This can reduce procrastination and stress. As time management skills develop, your stress and anxiety levels will go down and productivity will increase. Time management tools, which include day planners, to do lists, long term calendars, will increase organizational skills and help eliminate procrastination. Remember, time management is a skill, and like any skill, proficiency increases with practice. It is important that you find the system that will work best for you in helping you find success similar to these students. Questions or comments can be directed to the Academy for Teacher Excellence Career Transition Guide, Ms. Renee Tondre Garza, at the listed email or phone number. As always, here is our reference for this presentation. Again, thank you and have a well managed day.